Hey, what's up?
What's going on, Ramiro? How you doing, man?
Uh, Pretty good. We haven't recorded in a while, so I shaved. Probably the first thing everybody notices about me.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look too bad when I'm not wearing a beanie, but I mean when I'm wearing a beanie, but when I'm not wearing a beanie, it looks slightly awful. But we'll see.
You kind of do look like Ron Jeremy.
Yeah, I'll go running a couple of times next week, and then we'll see if it makes a difference.
Yeah, I've been doing the polar opposite of just not shaving. I don't know why.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. As a guy, I think it just feels good after a while.
Yeah, I was trying to get on like the no shave November wave for a little bit.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Me and my friends, we used to do that.
Yeah, I decided to do it
Um,
too late into like December. So
Uh, I uh, I mean, I like having a beard, but I've had a beard for a while, and the only thing that sucks about having a beard is, at least here's a tip for you. Since you're gonna do that, at the very least, like trim, either with scissors or with like a buzzer if you have it. I don't know what you call them, but
yeah.
like trim the little area around your mouth makes
Mm-hmm.
a big difference. Makes a huge difference, especially when you're eating or you're doing anything else with your mouth.
Ew, I would never want hair to get in my mouth. Ah, hell no,
Yeah,
man. I could definitely believe
yeah,
that.
dude. Like I
Yeah.
was trying to play this mini game where I was blowing on the DS and then my hair was getting in the way. I was like, oh, we can't have that.
Oh, you playing WarioWare?
Yeah.
Yo, I love how spastic that game is. Good
Ah,
times,
dude.
man.
Yeah, it was. I don't know, man. The DS. I thought I liked it when I was little, and then I think of like the games I played when I had it, and I was like, I mostly played Game Boy Advance games on that thing.
Yo, Game Boy Advance was like that system, man. Legendary status.
Yeah, it was very good. I like the Game Boy Advance a lot, but I remember. Do you remember like super late in the Game Boy Advance life cycle where they tried putting movies on that thing, like Nickelodeon TV shows, like Jimmy Neutron and stuff,
No, but I'm pretty sure
on
if
the
I
little
saw like a
cartridge.
picture of it, I'd probably be like, wow, I probably have seen that somewhere.
Yeah, it was super late. They were trying to. They did the same thing
Yeah, I know
with
the
the
PSP had them.
DS.
Yeah,
Yeah, and they
Sony
tried
was
doing
doing
something
the
similar with the
UMDs and
DS.
shit. That was
Yeah.
crazy. They were trying to sell like Spider-Man 3 on like the PSP and all these movies and shit. I'm like, oh hell nah, man. We can download those and put them on the PSP ourselves. Really no point in
Yeah,
buying them.
it was I don't know. Yeah, here it goes. Like Nickelodeon Rugrats, all grown up on freaking the Game Boy Advance.
Oh man, I
Yeah,
was
it's
definitely putting a whole bunch of like TV shows. I used to download Yu-Gi-Oh and put that on my PSP and just be watching it in like class and school.
dude. I used to download episodes of the Boondocks.
Oh hell yeah, that's
Uh,
smart too.
yeah, yeah. I would put a whole bunch of episodes. It got really bad where to the point where I just started putting a whole bunch of movie trailers and music videos. I started getting really into music videos.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of Eminem music videos, Red Hot Chili Pepper music videos, even Michael Jackson music videos. Just like whatever music video I thought looked really cool, I would just put it on there. But I don't, I don't know. The PSP
Freak
was
on a
cool, but
leash.
not even that. It's just like when I on my way to school, I was just like, oh, well, let's just watch this, and which wasn't cool because like I would get bored of it like within a week or less. I mean, imagine watching the same music videos going to school.
Oh yeah.
Your bus ride is like 20 minutes long. You're just there watching music videos.
But that's why it also had like the games factors, like PSP and Game Boy Advance definitely had a great library of games. Super underrated in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, there's some ones that definitely stick out, but I mean, I don't know. Like to me, Mega Man Zero stuck out on the Game Boy Advance and on PSP. Like I liked SSX on Tour,
Yeah.
the God of War games, and the Burnout game, and honestly, that's kind of it.
Dude, there was a bunch of good games. I think there was they had Twisted Metal.
Yeah, Twisted Metal. That one I played a lot too.
Yeah, there's a bunch of
Um,
games I remember. Yeah, I can't remember Death
I just
Junior. Yeah,
Yeah, Death Junior. I remember not liking that one. I was hyped for it, and then it came out, and I was just like, oh, this is not what I thought it was gonna be.
I enjoyed it for the most part.
Yeah, I just remember the back panel of it getting hot.
Oh yeah, wasn't that Final Fantasy game on there too?
Oh yeah,
Crisis Core. Yeah, Crisis Core was on
Crisis
there.
Core, and
Good
then a whole bunch of the
times.
2D ones got remade for the PSP.
Mm-hmm. Good
Yeah,
shit.
it was cool. It was cool for its time. Anyway, how's your weeks been so far?
Oh man, just been playing a little bit of Dark Souls. Sorry, not Dark Souls. Demon Souls. Demon Souls on PS5. Man, that game is punishing.
Are you starting to get into it? Like actually, like into the groove of the game?
Oh yeah, I understand the flow of From Software games pretty well now. I played Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne, so it's
I
cool.
thought Demon Souls. Oh, no, I thought you only played Bloodborne, and Demon Souls was more or less your second one.
Nah, it's like third. I never touched Dark
Okay.
Souls 2 or the first one, but Sekiro and the rest, yeah, I played. So Demon
Oh,
Souls, man, it's like they don't have as many checkpoints as they do in like Dark Souls 3. So it's very like taxing when you have to get to the next boss fight. It's like you gotta really, really buckle down and like play smart. You can't play as reckless as you do in like Dark Souls 3. Definitely not like Bloodborne. You have to be very patient in Dark Demon Souls.
I
Definitely
always
gotta be
heard
patient.
Bloodborne was like a slightly faster paced Dark Souls.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Is that true? Like compared to playing Demon Souls, because Demon Souls was more or less the first one, right?
Yeah, Demon Souls, you actually use your shield, which is like new to me. Dark Souls 3, I never really used the shield at all. It was always just dodge or nothing. And then Bloodborne, you don't have a shield, so it's pretty much just all offense. Just offense. Dodge, smack them, interrupt them with the gun, visceral attack, and that's it. With Demon Souls, you actually have to block some moves. It's like advantageous to block, which is cool.
Mm,
I like it.
that's cool.
And it's
Yeah,
fucking gorgeous. Like it looks really fucking good.
yeah. All PS5 games look great so far. I mean, it seems like both consoles have been super buggy, and like I feel like almost every game. But yeah, I mean all the games on PS5 look really good between Demon Souls, Spider Man, Sackboy, and what else did it
Bug
launch with?
Snacks.
Bug Snacks. Yeah, Bug Snacks.
Which I
With the
never play.
top 9 launch titles for the PS5 ever.
Bug Snacks. Bug
Easily,
Snacks.
easily
Bug
one of the
Snacks.
top
Bug
9
Snacks.
launch
Bug
titles.
Snacks. But other than that, I've been playing Combat League, like Mortal Kombat, which is like the most toxic fucking fighting game ever, right?
I don't know, man. Like on Twitter, like I feel like ever since Melina got released, I've been seeing way less Mortal Kombat toxicity, and I've just been seeing an increase of Soul Calibur 6 toxicity.
Oh, it's not like online, but if you play online, like play the game in Combat League, yeah, people will teabag you. They're sending messages like they are
Oh, I love
pissed,
that shit.
dude.
I love the teabag, dude. I was just doing that in I was recording for a Mila video. This Mila video that I've been taking forever to make, but I was recording what's it called? She's got that one little move where she like ducks and does a little jab.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Hmm.
Yeah, I can't remember the input at the top of my head. I think it's like 1 and P plus K or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, there's a match I was able to record where I'm playing against this rig, and I'm just doing that the whole time. Boop, boop, boop. I love doing toxic shit like that. That shit gets my dude. Inject that into my veins.
Dude, that move just crushes highs. He was getting pissed off because he probably kept doing high moves like an idiot.
Dude, but in fighting games in general, I love doing like whenever I play Soul Calibur 6, like I play Astaroth, I'll spam the same move over and over and over. There's
Jesus
this little move
Christ.
where it looks like he's doing like a shoveling animation. I'll just do that shit all the time, like because when people fall in Soul Calibur 6, you can roll to the side, and that move just catches that. And then sometimes Well, a lot of times, honestly, I'll just do it just at neutral. Just go. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Let's just start
Oh,
shuffling.
dog, they do that
I love,
all day in MK. They will sit at the end of the screen and just throw fucking projectiles all day. They'll hit you with
nah,
the
dude,
most
that's what I would do.
grabs, all kinds of shit. I'm like, oh, okay, you want to be a
I
little bitch, huh? Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I think there's a tweet I saw over the last 2 weeks on Scrub Quotes where so I think some dude messaged somebody on the PSN. And it was like, all you do is grab. You suck. This you would be so much more better if you didn't grab because you would have so much more skill or something like that.
If you're not taking the
God,
grab, I'm just gonna keep grabbing you, simp.
dude, but I love that toxic shit, dude. Just like, oh man,
Oh
I'm all
yeah.
about that
If you
being
love toxic
just,
shit, not only do I have videos coming for you, but just play MK and you'll see all the toxicity when you go into combat
dude.
league. Just play it. It's
I don't know
crazy.
how. It sucks that Mortal Kombat XL is on Game Pass, but Mortal Kombat 11 is not.
Oh yeah, they're not gonna put that on there. They want that money, man. They want that
I
money.
don't know, man. I think Mortal Kombat makes plenty of money on the DLC.
Many ain't enough. So
But yeah, no, yeah, in fighting games, I love that toxic shit. I did try Power Rangers for the first time. The Power Rangers fighting game.
yeah, the game looks cool.
Yeah, well, dude, it looks bland as hell.
I'd like
I
it.
don't know if I'd use the word cool.
Yeah, like it looks like Marvel versus Capcom, but the Power Rangers version of it.
It absolutely is that. It's got a lot of I think similar moves or whatever, but it's there's the Yellow Ranger. She's got like this armor on her,
Mm-hmm.
and she's the like in my opinion the most unique character because she can do like a grab from one side of the screen to the other.
What the
It's so
fuck? What
cool.
is she, Dawson? God damn.
I don't know, but she has like for a heavy character for a grappler, she's got like these moves where she can move from one side of the screen to the other, and it's so cool to see that in like a grappler.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's it's. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Interesting.
But yeah, had you been playing anything else
Uh, just
or watch anything else?
those. Um, I did watch something that was good, but I can't really remember what it was.
Was it a documentary?
Oh, it was this Netflix series about like these people in Tokyo. Everyone disappeared and they have to compete in like these Hunger Games type things. It's really weird, but it's kind of interesting. I forget what it's called, but I think it's called. Wait, it's called like Alice in Borderland. It's fucking nuts, but I mean, there you go.
Alice in Borderland.
Yeah,
It
Alice
sounds
in Borderland.
sounds like a terrible name.
It is a terrible name because it doesn't tell you shit about the show, but the show like
No, it
people
doesn't.
die and like there's like this whole thing they're trying to figure out why everyone disappeared and nothing's really answered, but you know it's got that weird Tokyo culture vibe shit going on with it. So you know there you go.
Yeah. I legit have not watched anything. I watched. I was catching up on some episodes of Saturday Night Live. Because I do actually like Saturday Night Live. Dude, I've been the only one on my friends group that I think actually enjoys Saturday Night Live for like the last 10 years.
Yep.
Remember when I was a teenager, started watching it, and I was just like, "Oh, this is dumb. This is some of these skits are also really fucking stupid, but like just not funny, stupid, just stupid, stupid." But if you keep up with like politics and just news in general, like they have even pop culture news, they have so many like funny skits. It's almost like a little bit for everybody.
Yeah, I don't like them as much recently, but back in the day, I definitely
That's what
liked them
everyone,
a lot.
dude. The running joke in SNL communities and like an SNL period is that everyone always says, "Oh, I don't like them now, but I liked them like 5 years ago or
Yeah,
10 years
because they
ago."
were
Everyone,
funny. You had like Chris
everyone
Farley
always
and
says that,
shit. And
dude. Dude. That's like 25 years ago.
exactly, I'm old, and they were doing like the Bears. The
No,
Bears, love that skit. Those guys were awesome, funny as fuck.
But that is the running joke in SNL is that everyone always says, "Oh, I liked them back then." But it's funny because everyone always says that. So in 5 years from now, the people watching it will be like, "Oh, I liked it back in when Trump was losing the election or whatever." Like they always it's the run. Like I don't know how to explain it other than it's anytime anyone's ever talking about Saturday Night Live, that's always what people say, and it's so funny because I wouldn't say the show's getting worse. I don't. If anything, I think it's got plenty of things to grab from, but it's like there was there was me and my cousin, we were laughing because there was the Dave Chappelle episode. There's a skit, but it's always funny to see the actors break down.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm talking about? When they like can't contain their laughter or whatever.
Yeah.
And, and there's a skit with Dave Chappelle where he's got like a voice modifier. And the moment he talks, I think he realizes how deep he sounds. He just can't stop laughing. And then Pete Davidson shows up as Count Chocula at some point, and he goes like, "Look at this guy! Look at him! That's not even Count Chocula. It's just Pete Davidson in a vampire costume." And just like stuff like that when they break character is so funny.
No, I think it's only because, in my opinion, 2020, like the humor is very, like American humor is very just like sarcastic. It's always just sarcasm. Meanwhile, like back in the day, it was more like character based, like MTV,
See,
Mad TV. I would say it's more like character based.
I would hard disagree and say that it's still the same. Like when Andy Samberg was in it and they were doing the Lonely Island stuff, like that. So much of that stuff was character based. Just almost all the Andy Samberg stuff was character based. They had a skit back then called the Californians, which annoyed the fuck out of me.
Oh Lord!
But now that I'm older, I do think it's funny because it's one of those skits that's like, it's so stupid. It's stupid. It's like it's so bad. It's good kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Where they were all like, even if they had a black actor, all of them would wear like polo shirts and like white dress, almost like they were going out to golf or something.
Oh,
and all the
yeah.
girls would usually wear like white dresses. They would all have blonde hair,
The trust
and they would
fund
just be
outfit.
over. Yeah, and they would just be over dramatic about dumb little things, like something's going on at the club or whatever. And once again, almost every Saturday there's, if you look up Saturday Night Live in the Californians, it's a dumb skit, and it's probably, I don't even know if it's funny. I just remember not finding it funny when I was like 20 years old, and I was just like, why the fuck are they airing this thing? And then I look at it again once I'm a little bit older. I was like, oh, this is pretty funny.
Yeah, I never found that kid funny until what is it, that cop show he was on? Then I was like, all right, he's kinda funny.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah. That shit's
Yeah.
pretty funny.
Yeah, I gotta get back into that show. I think I dropped out after like season 5 or something like that. That when Craig Robinson was in it, I love all the episodes that he's in it.
Oh yeah,
Where he
he's
plays
fucking funny.
where he plays like his like dude that's a criminal, but they're friends, but he's clearly a criminal.
Yeah.
And he's just always screwing him over.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, no, like that. They'll break into song or whatever. Yeah, that's a great show.
Yeah.
All right, so now as far as my week, I finally got a hold of the Xbox Series X.
Oh shit, we next gen boys. We've done it. We've came up.
Unfortunately, I've learned the hard way that the fan is not powerful enough to keep a beer pong ball suspended in the air. I was hoping I could do that, but I can't. I tried putting it on there, and I was like, "Oh, the ball just got hot though."
Oh,
Because the Xbox, it is a warm boy. That is a warm. Let's say it's a warm black boy.
Oh my, warm black boy.
But the Xbox, yeah, it's a warm one. It's a warm square. But it's cool. How are you liking your PS5 so far? First, like, because we're definitely a month out from the launch. How you've had it for about a full month. How's your PS5 been?
I love it.
What do you like about it? What do you not like about it?
There's not too much I dislike. I think the UI could use some work. I definitely hate this stupid ass new way of doing a party system, but that can easily be updated.
How is the party system? Because that's another thing my friends are complaining about on the Series X, is that they don't like the way that they do a party chat.
Yeah, like you have to send a message and then people can join the message group, then join the party. It's like extra fucking steps for no reason. I don't get it. It was stupid as shit. I don't know why they did that now. But I can tell you, I love the controller. Everything else, I love the games. I love how fast it is. Loading's like non-existent. Even when you play older games, it's fucking lovely. I can tell this because the other day I went back to my PlayStation 4 to like watch someone do a share play. And as soon as I
Yeah.
picked up the PS4 controller, I'm like, what is this whack shit I'm holding? I don't want to hold this bitch anymore. I was like, this is some poor people shit. It's really not, but that just goes to show you like how good the controller is on PlayStation 5. And then you go back to 4 and you're like, okay, let me throw this out the window. This is trash.
Is the PS5 like pay $900 good though?
Hell no, it's not. Get your ass a
Have,
PC if you're going to pay that much money.
have you been reading like the comments in like Digital Foundry tweets or just like PlayStation and Xbox comparison videos? Like on
No.
Twitter, have you been reading those tweets?
Mm-mm.
Oh, dude, some of them, it's like, oh, I can't believe Microsoft is paying developers to not make their graphics better. Or, oh my gosh, I can't believe that Sony would do this to Microsoft or shit like that.
Yeah.
It's very, people are taking it very personal.
I'm about to say,
very,
are
very
we
personal.
going down the conspiracy rabbit hole? The console war conspiracies?
Oh, there's a big conspiracy. There's this big, it's like either Sony or Microsoft bought out Digital Foundry. That's one right there.
Okay.
They've been corrupted. They've been shills.
Ooh.
And then there's also the conspiracy of developers pay IGN reviewers to write good reviews.
I wouldn't be surprised at that one, though. Or
I
IGN
don't-
just like to
dude.
suck off certain developers.
No, I feel like if that were true, I think you'd see better reviews for Cyberpunk.
No, because they gave the game like a 10 out of 10.
Did you see the review they gave for it on Xbox, on PS4 and Xbox
See,
One though?
after everyone already called them out, but there's no way. Even if you have a 3090, I've seen people having issues with Cyberpunk.
Dude, but like they weren't releasing like console codes, so like you'd have to do a whole playthrough
but
to
even
even
on-
do a review,
Yeah, even on PC.
and then write an article and make a video. That should takes a while.
Oh, but even on PC, the game is not perfect. It's far from it. Even GameSpot had a better review than fucking IGN. IGN gave it a 10 out of 10. GameSpot at least gave it a 70, and they said this game is kind of fucked up. It's not finished and all this shit. IGN was just sucking off CD Projekt Red. So they're definitely shills, and I definitely think that
No,
they would be
I
shitty.
totally disagree.
You give the game
like
a 10 out of 10. It's a perfect game. That's not perfect. It's not perfect.
Did you have you played Sonic 06 before?
Yes. Holy shit, it
Okay.
sucked. And that's coming
It's
from a
super
Sonic
buggy,
fan.
right?
That's coming from a Sonic fan.
It's super buggy, right?
Hell yeah.
Now, would you not say that it took you longer to complete the game than necessary because of the bugs?
I would say yes, it did.
Now, can we I think we can apply that same logic to the PS4 and Xbox One version of Cyberpunk.
Yeah, but even then, if the game's buggy, it's not a perfect game. You can't give a game a 10 out of 10 if it's not perfect.
I don't know. I would disagree with that sentiment.
How?
I think a
The
10
game's
out
not perfect.
Because it's all in who plays it and how you enjoy games. Like, for example, do you know what I just bought from GameStop a couple days ago?
What?
Guess.
A game.
Yes, you are correct. It's Sonic 06 for the Xbox 360.
Okay.
Now that's a terrible game, but I like playing it sometimes.
I don't. I definitely threw that game in the trash.
Yeah, but I mean, it's once again, it's like universally, it's panned, but you know, I give Sonic 06 a 6.
That I think you're being very generous, but to
I
my
am.
point is to why I think they're shills is because people look to IGN for good reviews. We look for honesty from them. They've been in the industry for over like 2 decades, so we should trust them. But if you're gonna tell me that a game is a 10 out of 10, I get it, and there's fucking bugs, and it's disrupting my immersion, and it's not as good, and the game seems unfinished, I'm gonna be pissed.
Dude, but
that sounds like.
But
some
what if
shill
those
shit to me.
bugs? What if those bugs are funny? Like, I haven't seen any bug in Cyberpunk that I have not laughed at.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I've laughed
funny.
at every single one.
Probably especially because you
Like,
don't have it.
dude,
But once you
did
start
you see
playing it and it starts like fuck it up, then you're just like, okay, this isn't funny anymore.
Did you see the PewDiePie video where he's backing up in a car and he hits something? He's like, "What the fuck?" Gets out and it's a car falling
Yeah,
from the
I've
sky.
seen cars just like flying up into the sky, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? So,
Oh man, I wish I'd had that kind of experience. That's great. I love a game with like fun bugs.
oh my god, it's fun until you start clipping through floors and you can't complete missions, and then your save
Now,
file gets fucked up. It's fun then.
yeah, yeah, that, yeah, for sure. But I mean, if it's a fun, like if Sonic is speeding and then he just flies into the ocean for no reason, that's funny.
Yeah, no, I had enough with fucking Sonic 06. I remember getting it and being like, what the hell? Why is this game so stiff and bad and long? Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know how long I'm gonna play it for, to be honest.
But don't get me wrong, that soundtrack is fucking fire. It's very good.
I don't know, man. It has one. To me, it's got one good song, and that's it.
No,
And it's the main menu song.
oh my god, you're wildin', dude. The windy like rune stage with the water in it. That theme is sick. The cave theme is sick.
I can't remember.
Oh man,
I can't remember.
Those are good.
Yeah, it's just that one. That one theme song. That's the only one I remember. This world.
Oh,
Yeah, that's how it
God.
went.
In his world. Oh my
It's
God.
so terrible.
Fuck
Such
that
a bad song.
Fuck that song, dude.
Yeah, compared to all the songs that came before it, like the Sonic Heroes theme song was very good.
Oh my god. Fuck the Sonic Heroes theme song.
No. Okay, we're judging if we have a tier list. It's Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah.
If we're talking about theme songs, then the Sonic Adventure 1, then Sonic Heroes, and then Sonic 06. And that's where I came in and dropped out. After, dude, I came in into Sonic Adventure going like, oh, this is cool, and then say the Sonic Heroes and was like, all right, this is a good ride while it lasted.
Just yelling Sonic Heroes in the mic for like 30 minutes straight. That song is so
What
bad.
goes up must come down.
Did you see that Sonic celebration where the guy was actually singing Sonic Heroes?
I've seen concert footage of them singing
Oh
the song.
my
I
God.
don't think I saw what you saw.
It,
But yeah,
it's a meme at this
Crush
point.
40. If you go to the concerts, they'll sing it. It's a good song, man. I don't. You're hating. You're hating, Rich.
I
You're
am
hating
being,
ass hater.
Yup, I'm being a hater. That's true.
Yeah, it's a good song. But the Sonic 06 one is actually a little bad. I just think it's fun to listen to because it's bad. In his world.
Look, I'll give you this. It sounds cool, but then the lyrics are just Sonic Heroes repeat 20 times. Fuck that song.
No, Sonic Heroes was great, except for the Team Chaotix. Their missions were just too long, but other than that, it was great. I'm not kidding. That last mission in Team Chaotix. The reason why I remember Sonic Heroes because I remember being on that mission. Because with Team Chaotix, for a fun fact for you guys that don't know, you're not completing the level like the other three teams. You're doing something special. You're looking for shit. And you're looking for shit in stages that you can't backtrack. So you have to, if you miss whatever you're looking for, you got to complete the stage and come back to it. And I kid you not, on that last stage, after attempting it a couple of times, I think my playthrough was like, I was on that stage for like 45 minutes. Sonic stages should not be 45 minutes long.
45-minute long fucking Sonic stage. Oh, hell no.
Just looking for shit, man.
I checked out of Sonic after, what was it? Sonic Heroes, Shadow the Hedgehog, and Sonic 06.
Oh, yeah, Shadow the
was
Hedgehog
Like, wow,
was
these
terrible.
games fucking suck.
And then Sonic 06 tried to keep some of the weapon gameplay from Shadow the Hedgehog for some god unknown reason.
Bruh,
Well, anyway,
I
there's
should've
a
known. When Shadow pulled up with a fucking AK-47 and shit, I was like, oh shit, no. What have they done?
he's a cool hedgehog, don't you know?
Yeah, pulling
You know,
out
if he's got a gun, that makes him cool.
M16s and Glocks. I'm like, all right, bro.
He said the word hell multiple times in that game. Hell.
That game can go
What
to
the
hell.
hell are you looking for? What the hell is this?
What the hell were
I don't
you
think you're-
thinking, Sonic Team?
Yeah, I don't know. Sonic Team really does they need other people making their games.
I
Is what
can
they need.
only imagine the pitch for that game. Like, yeah, we have Sonic, but you know, we're gonna make Shadow, and then we're gonna give him guns, and he can teleport and do all kinds of crazy shit. He can kill humans. It's gonna be a great time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the whole thing's fucking stupid. All right, here we go. So okay, so I'm gonna review my Xbox. It might be like a 20-minute segment because I put a lot of notes, didn't I?
Oh my god, this guy put 2 pages of notes about the Xbox Series X.
Because here's the thing: I was going 2 weeks in, I was reviewing it, I was going in depth, I was testing out all kinds of different features. Um, for the most part, I like the Xbox Series X a lot. Highly recommended.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
This review looks
that's
better
it.
than IGN's review for Cyberpunk.
So the Xbox, there's a lot of cool things to say about it. The best thing I can say about it is that while it's a little buggy here and there, has very little bugs overall. Like the system works surprisingly well. I haven't had a system crash. I did have an issue with HDR, but I contacted Microsoft and I joined their Xbox Insider group, and I think they released an update that fixed it because I haven't had that issue since. So basically, before I go over this, do you want to ask any questions real quick about it, or are you good?
Oh no, you're part of Microsoft's insider group now? Are you a shill for Xbox now?
I'm absolutely a shill.
Fucking shill.
Here, here's the thing: they don't pay all shills equally, so I am. I don't get the benefits of being a shill.
He gets paid
but
in Gamepass. There you
yeah.
go.
One of my favorite. Well, okay, so to make a politics joke, one of my favorite things that came out of the election was just people on people on Reddit like just talking about the election. Is I love reading Reddit
Oh
comments. It's
god.
the fucking
This
shit,
already
man.
sounds like
Um,
cancer.
no, dude, it's great because there's one comment that still sticks out. It's gonna stay with me for a long time. I know it is, but it was like, all right. The comment was like, all right, Shills, good job. All right, Shills, good job winning over the elections. We did it with the help of George Soros. But did some of y'all seem to forget that we were having people running in the Senate? What we knew we were going to win the presidency. Why the fuck did you let all these Senate seats lose?
Jesus. The
I just
fuck?
thought that's so funny because there's a guy in the conversation is like, "Good job, Shills," but did y'all seem to forget that we have a country we need to take over? Oh, that's great. But yeah, I feel like that with the Xbox. Like, good job, you're an Xbox narc, but did you seem to forget that your PC runs better than your Xbox? So anyway,
Does it have a cool startup noise?
no.
Oh.
I mean, it's got that Xbox like menu sound, where it's like zoom or whatever it is.
That's kind of cool.
And the control makes a little beep. Okay, here's the thing. You know when the PS4 starts up
Yeah.
and it gives you that loud ass noise,
Yes.
that like that Sony PlayStation sound.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I like that sound.
Every single time, like you can't disable it. To me, that's such an asshole move to not be able to disable that.
I like the startup noise, man.
So I don't have to deal with that anymore, which is great.
Honestly, I
That's
wish
such
you
an
could have
asshole thing.
kept the PlayStation 1 startup noise. I love that startup noise.
Yeah, that was cool because it's not long. When it's like 30 seconds long, like the PS4,
Oh,
I'm just like, fuck, man, let's just go. Every single time I have to start this thing up.
it's better
Most of the
than
time,
the
you know what I did
3.
to get around it? I would just turn on the PS4, wait a little bit, then turn on my television.
That's fair. I think it's better than the PS3 with that stupid ass orchestra. Fuck that
But the
orchestra.
PS3 didn't take as long either.
That's true. I'll give you that one.
So anyway, so it's okay. The startup noise, it's whatever. Let me start going through this list. So wait, well, I'll talk about that later. So smart delivery. You probably heard it. So what it actually means is basically that you're getting the optimized version for the game. So theoretically, this means that if you're actually playing the Xbox Series S, some of your games might actually load faster because they're not that version of the game doesn't have the 4K assets into the system, whereas the Xbox Series X version will. So it's interesting because even though the Series S is a less powerful system, you're getting these circumstances where it narrowly beats out the Series X because it's just not loading in these big textures or character models that the Series X is loading in.
Okay.
Because when you're talking the difference between like 1080p and 4K, that's like 4 times the file size.
Ah.
And and not only that, that these file sizes they get exponentially bigger. Like it's 4 times may not seem like a lot, but it's 4 times an already big file size.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really cool. That also applies to certain things like games that are upscaled, like Xbox 360 and Xbox One games that are upscaled, which is interesting. So what this means is that like if you play, for example, Call of Duty Modern Warzone, it might not be as big as it is. The file size of it might not be as big on the Series X as the Series S, which makes me think which makes me wonder if that's how Microsoft justified the having two systems while at the same time having the Series S be a $300 console. Because even though it has way less storage, if the games are also going to be smaller on it, then that also makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how well that's going to scale, and I don't know if at the same time this. I mean, maybe it's smart delivery now, but how is that gonna affect the future of however they make games on it? I got no idea, but that in theory, that's how it's more or less supposed to work.
Mm-hmm.
The velocity architecture makes it super snappy, which is you probably notice something like that on your PS5 where you can just move really fast through menus and stuff.
Yeah.
And you probably really noticed it since you started up your PS4 not too long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's really cool. I like the system a lot. The velocity architecture is great. The only issue that I have with it is sometimes it moves a little bit too fast and you can misclick something.
Ah.
Which I've done a couple times, and then I misclick something, and then misclick trying to get out of it, and then misclicked again trying to get into it, and then like the system might freeze for like a couple of seconds.
Oh.
For a good example is like trying to exit a game, like trying to properly close down a game instead of just doing the fast game switching thing. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, the quick select,
Not the quick select.
or is it
Quick
game
resume.
Game resume. There you go.
Quick resume.
Quick resume.
Yeah. Yeah, so like trying to close out a game, so like if you quit out a game, it will put you right by the game, then you can accidentally click it, because for example with like PS4, sometimes in the process of getting to a menu or in the process of starting to do something, you can cancel out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But with these things, they move so fast that that's not a leeway that you have, which is, I mean, it's good that it's faster. I mean, it's just one of those things that you're not used to it, that you start accidentally clicking too many things too fast, and then the system starts doing those operations in that order.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so just a small little learning curve with that. A lot of accessories and accessibility, and a lot of all the accessories and that work for the Xbox One work for this thing as well, which is cool because like the battery pack charger that I have on this controller, that's from an Xbox One rechargeable battery kit.
That's good.
Yeah, so that works. The only thing is that the cover is a little bit weird. But let's say this cover didn't fit, then I could just put the original cover for the controller. The only reason why that cover is there the way it is because I can just charge it while placing it down, but I could also charge the same battery pack by plugging it in. So there's two different ways to charge the controller. But yeah, the battery cover is slightly smaller on this. So your old battery cover won't work, but you can still put in a rechargeable battery, put in the regular cover, and voila, it works. So it's really cool. This headset that I'm wearing was originally made for the Xbox One. It's wireless. One thing I like about it is that I can actually hear. I turned on my Xbox and I can actually hear the Xbox audio, and it mixes the. This is we talked about this headset last time, but I actually went and bought it.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the Snoop Dogg one.
Yeah.
um, yeah. So what it does is really cool. It streams the Bluetooth audio from your computer and the audio from the Xbox and puts it together in the same headset. So, dude, it's my favorite. It's my brand new favorite headset. It's fucking awesome that I can listen to a podcast and play like Apex Legends or something like that in the background.
Yeah, that's sweet. So audio
Yeah,
options are
and
definitely better on Xbox, I would say, compared to PS5, right?
oh yeah, and then the other cool thing is that the for to get a little bit more on the technical side for anyone, and I talked about this before because I know Xbox did this, but Xbox automatically splits its audio between two different sources. So, for example, on PlayStation, you stream on PlayStation, you know how annoying it is to capture party chat because of the way it's set up.
Right.
Yeah, so you need two microphones, right?
Yeah,
You need two
basically.
micro. You basically need two microphones, and then you got to make sure you're mixing it correctly. Um, with Xbox, it sends two signals, so if you can have a headset plugged into the controller, and you can have your and you can still have the audio redirected to your headset and also the television or the HDMI, so that you can capture it at the same time without having to like with PS4. I don't know how you did it, or with your PS5. Like for you to listen to your game audio, you have to listen through it through the laptop or through the computer, basically.
Yeah, I went through my PlayStation, but I had an Astro A50 with the A40 with the mix amp. So I was
Yeah.
going through the mix
Mm-hmm.
amp.
Okay, that's great. That works out too.
Yeah.
But it's because the mix amp will work as an audio splitter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's the annoying thing is that you have to find a way to split the audio with PlayStation. And for me, like this is great because these are two different solutions to the same issue. For me, what I was doing is I have my blue microphone, I have my regular headset, and I would to listen to the game audio, I would run it through OBS and play through that.
Yeah, I've seen people doing that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's that is that I mean I like it when problems have different solutions. But yeah, that's really cool. So with Xbox, you don't have to deal with all that bullshit. I don't even know. I'm kind of curious to see how many different audio sources the Xbox has. Like if it has more than two. But basically, like when I'm streaming now, I can do the wireless headset. I can play with the wireless controller, and I can just have my microphone there, and it makes me way more comfortable knowing that I'm running, at the very least, two less cables.
Mm-hmm.
Now I could take it a step further and get rid of of this microphone, and apparently this mic can double as a mic for a computer and for the computer because it'll be a Bluetooth mic,
Yeah.
and the actual Xbox, which is cool, but I haven't figured out exactly how to use it. And potentially, Windows, the way Windows updates their server, the developer has said, not their server, their drivers. The developer has said that that feature, which was originally a feature that was sold on the box, you might not be able to do that anymore because of the way that Windows updated their audio drivers, and they don't have any control of that.
Oh shit.
So I could have had this microphone double as a double microphone, which would have been cool, but I'm still working on that. There still might be a way to get through that by working around, because that'd be great. Because I would like to only use this microphone to make videos and not use it as much when I'm streaming, just because it gets in the way. To me, it gets in the way of all this stuff.
Yeah. But the ease of use sounds good when it comes to audio and streaming
Oh,
on
the ease of
Xbox.
Dude, the fact that like I can either pair it to my phone or I can pair it to my television. Like I can pair the headphones to my television, I can pair it to my phone, I can pair it to my laptop. Like I can it's awesome. Like it's really cool, man. It's really rad that you can combine two different audio sources, and I think that feature honestly is going to be a future it's going to be a future feature of more advanced gaming headsets. I don't see how this thing would not get adapted by more users.
Yeah, I know. What is it? Steel Series. I think they do that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine the higher end headsets did that because this one was 250.
Yeah, it's not bad for. Looks like it's really high quality. So Doesn't look too
Yeah, the
bad.
only thing I don't like about it, the only thing, and for a second I can't hear you. The only thing I don't like about it is that it kind of clamps on your head a little bit too much. Now that could be because I'm fat. That could be because maybe the skin on my brain is a little bit too thick because I'm thick headed like that. But regardless, I don't like that. I wish it had a little bit. It was either. I wish it would be a little bit more flexible
Oh,
because after like 3 hours of having this thing on my head, like I am ready to not want to wear a headset for a while.
ooh, okay.
My other headset way more flexible, but if I'm taking it off here and there, then it's fine. It's also a little bit heavier than my other headsets. Not a whole lot, like not heavier than some other headsets I have. Like hold on, give me a second. Like this one is clearly bigger. Like look at this thing, but surprisingly, this isn't as heavy as this. This definitely seems a little bit more dense.
Okay.
Ooh. Yeah. Um, but it's rad that originally it was made for the Xbox One. Works flawlessly with the Series X. Also, since the Xbox One runs on Windows, since Xbox Series X and Xbox One run on a version of Windows, what's cool is that I can also use it in reverse. Where if I wanted to, I could connect the dongle to my computer, and then also stream Bluetooth audio from my phone if I were to use it that way.
Oh, interesting.
Or yeah, or like let's say I'm using it. If let's say I'm playing Apex or Overwatch on my computer, I can play the audio, pass it through wirelessly, and then if I want to listen to a podcast on my phone, that way I don't have another window on the background or something.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I mean, it's the ease of use. It's fantastic. I feel like it's gonna be very difficult for me to go back to another headset, but I mean, it's every headset that was compatible with the Xbox One is also future compatible with the Xbox Series X, which is great because I'm kind of curious to see how if that is also the same for fighting sticks, which I'm assuming it is.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing with PS5 because my fight stick
Yeah,
still works, and I'm not buying another expensive ass fight stick. So there you go.
yeah, and that's awesome that they're doing that with their accessories because going from PS3 to PS4, not all of your accessories worked. Some headsets wouldn't work. For
Hmm.
the PS3 had a much different framework for that cons. The Sony had a much different framework for the PS3 than the PS4, so just a lot of stuff just got lost in adoption.
Big time.
Yeah, so let's see. Blue. Okay, so it plays Blu-rays, but it doesn't have auto HDR for Blu-rays, which is, as a film dude, that's kind of a bummer for me. I
Yeah.
don't know if they're ever going to bring that feature back. I mean, I don't know if they're ever going to implement that feature. Um, but it plays movies just fine.
I was gonna say, do you buy Blu-rays?
I have a couple of different animes that are Blu-rays. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I just bought all the Dragon Ball Z Kais, for example,
Okay.
which is really cool. If you want to go watch Dragon Ball Z Kai is the way to do it. Cuts out all the filler. You get some of the bad words that they say in there sometimes. You get the original blood that was in there, as well as you get some extra animations in between fight scenes.
Dude, that shit is too long for me to go back and watch it again. Way too long.
Dude, so Dragon Ball Z Kai complete. It's like 100. It's like 150 episodes around
Hell
there.
no. Too many.
I mean, you say that, but like each episode's like 19 minutes long.
Yeah, when I was like, I had to be younger to go through that many episodes now. I like short
Uh,
seasons as an old dude.
I mean, I literally went through it like a month ago. I mean, it, you go through it. It goes so fast because it really cuts out all the filler. Because I think the original run of Dragon Ball Z was like around 200 episodes, so it's almost like 50 episodes of filler that are just cut.
That's good.
Yeah. And on top of that, there a lot of the audio is remixed so that it sounds better. And speaking of audio, so the uh, the Xbox Series X. I know the PlayStation has the 3D audio.
Hmm.
Xbox Series X has Windows Sonic 3D audio, which is also on your computer, by the way, if you ever want to enable that. It's basically, it gives any headphone that surround sound effect. Um, it works great in games. I really like it when you combine it with a good headset. When you combine that feature with a good headset, fantastic in games, dude. Like
Mm-hmm.
you get really good awareness of where things are and what you're looking for, especially in a game like Overwatch, especially in a game like Apex. Um, in a fighting game, it's almost like it's binaural audio, where one fighter is saying something on one side and the other fighter is saying something on the other side.
Yeah, I like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a really cool feature. Once again, I think the PS5 has a similar feature. I don't think it's as well implemented as this thing is, because the way this works, and on your Windows computer, the way this works is that it works on all apps. So games, music, movies. I think on the PS5 right now, the 3D audio is only working on games that are optimized for it,
Yeah,
like
thanks.
which is most PS5. I think it's if most, if not all, the PS5 games right now, but it's not backwards compatible with the PS4. From the way I understand it, it's not backwards compatible with the PS4 games
Yeah, I
unless they
mean,
get a PS5 patch.
yeah, I can kind of see that.
But that doesn't mean that your
Yeah,
Pulse 3D headset isn't going to make the game sound better. It will. It's just, are they optimized for those features?
yeah, you can definitely tell the
It,
3D audio when you play like Spider-Man or Demon Souls, for sure. But
yeah,
the Astros are already better at that, and they already are 3D audio compatible, and they sound
yeah,
like at least two times better than the what is it, whatever it's called, the
the Sony
PlayStation
Pulse.
5, Sony Pulse 3D
Yeah, well,
headset.
I mean, it is a $100 headset, and if you have, I wouldn't pay more than like 250, max $300 for a headset. I feel like once you get past $300, depending on what kind of headset it is, you're getting diminishing returns on the audio.
Yeah, most likely. But these Astros, which I've had since PlayStation 4, work so
Mm-hmm.
good on the PlayStation 5, and it's going through like my TV, but the audio is
Mm-hmm.
like connected USB here to power
And
it
how
and
much were
stuff.
those? Like 150?
Yeah, I think these were 150 back when I bought them. It's probably
Yeah.
the best
I mean,
headset I bought. Period. So
yeah. And this headset, there's a non-Bluetooth version of it that just has a dongle, and I think it's like 170. And
shit.
it's basically the exact same headset. It just doesn't have the Bluetooth um, streaming thing.
Yeah, but I
So I
will say
mean,
100%, guys. If you're watching,
and they are.
don't watch. Don't waste your money with this. Get
If you already have a better
Astros,
headset.
right? Get Astros or get the Steel Series or whatever the one Ramiro's wearing. If it works for PlayStation
Mm-hmm.
5, get those. Don't waste your money on the Pulse. It's not that good.
Okay, these will only work on Windows products. It won't work on PS5.
Oh, there you go.
But I mean, you can at least sell your Pulse back to GameStop.
Yeah, I'll probably just sell it on eBay because people are
Oh yeah,
paying
you can
big
make more
money
money on
there.
eBay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can probably get away with selling it for like $75. I can imagine going to GameStop. They'll probably only give you maybe $45.
Yeah. eBay will definitely give you more.
So the other thing too is that the SSD card, it's like, dude, it's like magic. You just plug it in and boom, instant storage. It doesn't have to install anything. It's so weird. And if you disconnect it, like you know how sometimes when you disconnect the hard drive on the PS4, like the thing crashes, or it might say like, oh, you might have to restart your PS4. You might have to restart the hard drive.
Oh, I never do that.
Oh well, it did that with me multiple times, and it
Oh.
happens a lot with my nephew's cousins. It's because if it depends on the external hard drive, it
Oh,
depends how good the connection
you
is.
did an external hard drive.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I only did the internal one. I switched out for a 2 terabyte.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the memory card on it. Oh, sorry, that's my mom.
It's all good. Hi, Mom.
Yeah, she's telling me she wants ice cream. Let me just tell her I'm recording right now.
Yeah.
She can tell. I mean, she can tell my brother. She can tell my
Tell her to
sister.
get some
Like, there's
strawberry
plenty of
cheesecake
people.
ice cream. It's the best.
Yeah. Yeah. Strawberry cheesecake ice cream is actually very, very good. Um, so the I'm just surprised at how fast the memory card works, and you can also change whether you want things to install on that thing or the internal drive.
Can you do a SSD or
No, it will. It is an SSD.
no? Can you do like
It's
a third party SSD, or do you have to do that one?
not right now.
Okay.
Not yeah. If you want to take advantage of the fast load times and all the extra fast rendering and all that stuff, it has to be that one right now.
Okay.
Some more are going to hit the market, and I don't know what Sony is going to do for their solution because if you open up the PS4, I mean the PS5, there's definitely a piece. There's like a missing. They have like an open port
Yeah, there's a
somewhere in
space
there.
for it, but it doesn't work right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Which I can imagine they would do something similar to what Xbox did. I have no idea when those things hit the market. The Xbox One, it works out great right now, but I can definitely see a newer one half the price coming out in like a year.
Mm.
Because $200 is a lot for a memory card. But dude, it's everything installed on it works just fine.
Yeah, but you got 2 terabytes, right?
Yeah, technically right now, yeah.
Yeah, then you're good. 2 terabytes is
Yeah.
more than enough. Yeah, that's good.
The system's quiet. It picks up air from the bottom and kind of makes it spiral up. Once again, not powerful enough for a ping pong ball like I wanted, but the Xbox does get a little warm. So if you get it, make sure it's in a well ventilated area. Make sure there's plenty of space around it, because I can see people like maybe shoving it in a TV entertainment system,
Oh no.
and I can easily see the thing heating up if they just weren't paying attention to it.
I remember when people kept doing that on the 360 generation, the PS3 and the 360, and they were
Yeah,
wondering why their consoles were fucking up. And I'm like, well, it's because you're not ventilating the system. That's one
but
big part of it.
I will say though they did not say like that. I mean, I feel like back then it's at least to me it wasn't known that these things even had fans.
Yeah, they definitely did. I knew it from having like a fan on the 360 to keep it not in a fucking confined space.
Yeah, yeah. Those things, the PS3 and the 360 were just poorly built.
They were.
Yeah, just they did. It's so weird. I'm going back looking at how the consoles were made now. I don't know why they did not invest more money in fans.
Yeah. The
I'm just like it's.
soldering on the
I can't.
360 was so fucking
Yeah,
bad. Holy shit.
like I can't imagine that your fans would. I can't imagine that would be a much more expensive cost than let's say fixing consoles altogether.
Of course, yeah.
But yeah, so it pulls out the fans, it pulls in air from one side, pretty much takes it out from the other side. So if you have it laying down on the side, just make sure there's plenty of space that it can pull air and take air out. If you have it vertically, then just make sure there's plenty of space around it where it can pull air from the bottom. It's kind of cool the way it does it, the way it just kind of pulls air from the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I'm worried about that is that dirt builds up on the floor, and I'm worried that that bottom area is gonna get dirty.
Suck up dust and shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you would fix that.
A vacuum
Like
cleaner.
cause yeah,
Take the
it's just
suction hose
yeah,
and put it at the bottom.
yeah, because I mean it's just I don't know. That's the only thing I don't like about it. But I don't know if it'll even ever get to that. We'll see what happens. Let's see the other thing too is I want to talk about the it's got a lot of different accessibility issues. I mean, not issues, accessibility features. Like you change your controller, for example, if you want your sticks always inverted, if you want to remap a controller from one permanently for all games from one part to another, like if you prefer your trigger being up here than down here. It's got support for that handicap controller, that big ass controller. It's got this other thing where if you wanted to, I can imagine this would actually be great for like a let's play, but where let's say if you have two controllers or one controller, you can give half of the controller to one person, the other half to the other.
That is so weird.
Yeah. So like if you were to have two controllers connected to it, one person can control the left side, the other person can control the right side.
Interesting.
Yeah, once again, it's more of a handicap feature where, like, let's say you're playing with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
like, or let's say you're playing a story game, but maybe you can't press these other buttons fast enough, and you want to do that. But I can easily see that being like a great feature. Like, I don't know, let's say you're playing like a fighting game, and you have to split the controls between two different people.
Mm-hmm.
Like that'd be great.
Yeah, it's pretty
Um,
interesting. Hmm.
yeah, it's got. Let me just. I'm going through the settings right now. Game Pass. Well, no, no. Okay, so the other thing too, it doesn't have Wi-Fi 6 like the PS5 does. PS5 has Wi-Fi 6 for better, faster internet connections. This does have way better Wi-Fi than the PS4. Not as good as the PS5. The PS5 completely outperforms in that, which sucks because I thought it originally had Wi-Fi 6 and just found out it doesn't, and that is a bummer.
Oh God! Don't tell the fighting game players that. 'Cause then you're like, dude, I have Wi-Fi 6 though. It's okay.
Dude, I'm totally using that.
Don't, don't, don't give them that.
It's like when I was playing Overwatch on PC and I was like, "Hey, man, this controller's really good," and everyone was like, "You're on controller?"
Like, get the fuck off my team, man.
That's exactly
Console
what
peasant.
it is.
Freaking console peasant.
So things I hate about the new Xbox, the UI. The UI is once you get used to it, it's cool, but it's very not intuitive. Like with the PS4, you kind of knew exactly where to go.
Yeah.
Like once you were in.
Mm-hmm.
With this thing, it's just not as intuitive. Like for example, the first thing that pops up, the first line is your history of apps that you use. The second line is a folder, more or less called My Games. But if you go to the right side of it, it looks like they're your games, but they're not. They're like advertisements for your achievements, stuff on Game Pass, and stuff on like the media store. Then, if you click on the My Games and Apps, then you get a full library of your games. But
Gotcha.
I don't like how it's that much removed from it. Like it sucks that your games aren't actually on the front of the experience. They can be if you move them there, but like one of my friends who doesn't play consoles very often, like he didn't even really know how to do that.
Okay.
So he had issues. They had issues going to their games just because the UI is just not it. It's just not intuitive.
Yeah, I really
Like
was a
it tells.
big fan of the first two, I think 360 UIs. I thought they were really cool until they moved to like the Windows 7 or 8 or 9
Yeah,
base one. I hated that, but the
yeah.
rest were really cool.
I mean, I don't mind it just because I had a Zune and I knew how the Zune functioned, and this is very much Zune like.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, and on the left side, for example, it'll say like home, media, entertainment, events, community, and like if you're just looking for your games, this is a whole bunch of stuff, and neither one says your games specifically, except for the one that says my games and apps. And once again, you can move any one of these to the front of the console, where you can just launch it from there, and once you click on it, like for example, if I were to put Forza. I have it right. I have it on right now. I know you guys can't see it, but actually, you can.
Yeah, you can
I
share
forget
screen
that I.
that.
Yeah, we can change the camera. Bolt. Yeah. Oh, on my side it looks backwards. So I don't know if it looks backwards on
Oh
your
no,
side.
it's forward here. Yeah, looks good.
Okay, on my side. Okay, so okay, so this is the main menu. I made modifications. So originally, so this is on the top here, your history.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's my games. Now, if you go in here, you can see all the things that you've downloaded and everything. You can go into your apps as well. You can go into your groups. You can make groups which work just like your folders. These would work great, except the fact that when you go into groups, you don't get this. You don't get suggest. I made one for games and one for media, but you don't get this. You just get suggested apps. It's like this. Unfortunately, for you to even get to this folder, you have to click on that first. And then you have to create custom folders.
Ah, okay.
So this might look intuitive, but I made it to look like that. Like originally it was just suggested apps. So and once again, once you get to the game section, no problem. But once again, up here you get my games and apps, which is cool, But like my friends, they couldn't figure out like it was exactly this at first. They kept scrolling down, assuming their stuff was down here. And once again, this was its own custom folder that I made. That wasn't there originally.
Mm-hmm.
What was there was just entertainment, events, community, Xbox Live, store, Game Pass. Not that was not there either, and suggested apps. That was it.
Interesting.
So it's not very intuitive. I wish it was a little bit easier to use. Like entertainment, it's cool that it's there. What is this for? You know,
Make you
and
buy
you can
shit.
yeah, like you can remove it. You can absolutely remove entertainment. But then, because originally here, this is what it looked like. Xbox Live Gold, Game Pass, suggested apps, and then entertainment. Yeah. So when you launch the Xbox for the first time, this is more or less what it looks like. So you don't have any games, so you just see this stuff over here. Then you see entertainment, events, community, Xbox Live Store, Game Pass. That's it. So, launching it for the first time, you're just like, where do I go?
Yeah. Like, where are the games?
Yeah, exactly. Where are the games? Is that the store? Is that in Game Pass? Like these are their two separate things. Xbox Live Gold, it's its own separate thing. So it's not very intuitive. They were much more used to the PSN, and I don't think the PSN is intuitive at all. I don't even think the PlayStation, the cross media bar is that intuitive, but that's what they were used to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's just that's a big gripe for me. I just don't think that looks good at all. That being said, the Game Pass is wild. Have you seen what Game Pass actually looks like before?
Yeah, you showed it to
Take a
me.
look at the. Okay, yeah. Just so for the stream, this is, and I'm gonna scroll through it really fast. This is insane how much shit there's on here.
Dude, that
Like
is
it's
crazy.
yeah, they've added some more stuff since I showed you last time, like Control. That's new.
Yeah, but there's a lot
Um,
of good games here.
yeah, it's really cool. Right now they're doing a special where you can buy up to 3 years of Xbox Live Gold, which is like $180, and then you can upgrade to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate for $1,
Damn.
which is probably what I'm gonna do because right now I'm still using the trial that the controller came with.
Dude, there's a lot of good ass games on here. Wow, Dragon Quest 11 too?
Yeah, the
Sheesh.
Elusive Age S, the definitive edition with the 4K and the all this stuff. Yeah, it's wild how much shit they have on here, dude. 360 games, Xbox
Oh, Final
games,
Fantasy 9, 8, 7. Oh, this is
yeah,
fire right here.
7, 8, yeah, 9. Yeah, I'm working my way through this. I'm probably gonna skip 7, 8, but I want to play 9. And it's the new version that they released not too long ago with the slightly better visuals.
Sweet.
Um, yeah, they the Gears of War. So the Gears of War Ultimate Edition is like Gears of One like redone, but then Gears of War 2, 3, those are 360 ass 360 games.
Yeah.
Um, some of these games didn't age better, dude. Kingdom Hearts, literally all of the Kingdom Hearts, every single Kingdom Hearts. Um, but yeah, it's the Mass Effects, which I don't know what they're gonna do. But it's impressive every time. Even I still haven't gotten over the feeling of every time opening this up and just looking at how impressive this looks.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a good catalog.
Yeah, yeah. It's. Oh, by the way, if you like fighting games, you would like Titanfall 2.
Titanfall 2. I've
Uh,
heard good things about it.
so, dude, it is the combo fighter of shooters. It's a lot of fun to play. Like I played Apex and then I went back to Titanfall and I was like, oh, Titanfall 2 is actually the shit. Like it's way, in my opinion, it's better than Apex. It's so cool. It's so actually cool. So anyway,
Mm-hmm.
so Game Pass is great. I got Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5, Titanfall 1, Titanfall 2. So what the other cool thing is with some of these is that let's see, where do we go back up here? Yeah, so if we get to search, no. I can't believe there's a filter. Oh, never mind. Uh, there was a way to go through the filters. I can't think of it right now, and I don't really want to go through all this stuff. Well, anyway, um, yeah. So a lot of these games, what the Xbox does, it upscales some of these games, and it upscales them extremely well. You've been to my stream. You saw me play. You saw me play. What's it called?
Final Fantasy.
Um, Final Fantasy 13, and you saw how well that looks compared to the original version, right?
Yeah, it looked really good.
Yeah, yeah, it looks insanely good. Like it looks ridiculously good. It looks like it was almost a PS4 and Xbox One launch
Yeah,
title.
it definitely
Like the way
does.
these games scale, the way these games scale up is it's wild, and it once again the PS4 does it to some games, but it doesn't do it to all games, and the Series X does it to all games. So yeah, so like I just want to go through something real quick in this game. So the way it works is wild because with Final Fantasy 13 they were originally able to go back into the original files and kind of updo the get the original the graphics for the engine, the original native engine graphics, and
Mm-hmm.
upscale them and pull them out. Oh yeah, this is the car from what's it
Cyberpunk.
called? Yeah, they put it in the game, which is great. See, this is how Cyberpunk should look. You're never gonna get
Oh
this.
god.
But yeah, but the upscaling doesn't work for all games, and I'm gonna go to Battlefield 4 right here, real quick. Because if you go to see, I wish there was a way to just access the games folder from here instead of having to go into the My Games and Apps. Because then you have to go to See All, and then you have to go in here. Um. So anyway, but other games like Battlefield 4, it doesn't upscale well at all. Like Battlefield 4 specifically is probably the one that I've seen that's the worst upscaled. Even Saints Row 2, which isn't optimized at all for the Xbox,
Mm-hmm.
does not which doesn't upscale well. Saints Row 2 looks very terrible. It still looks very shitty.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's just but you do get with Saints Row 2 is you get a 4K output and HDR, and if you look at the top right side of the screen, it says auto HDR, which you can't see it on your side, but basically it looks good. We're just gonna do quick match. I'll be talking while this is going. So the auto upscaling works great on games like Final Fantasy 13.
Mm-hmm.
It works great on games like Titanfall 2 because Titanfall has extreme dynamic resolution. So technically, if you had an 8K TV, that game can actually run at 8K on your television as long as they patch it.
Damn. Well, I don't know
Um,
anyone who has one, but that's a good
yeah, no, me
feature.
neither.
Yeah.
Yeah, uh, all games right now have recently like a lot of games are getting a patch. So once again, this is what's it called? Battlefield 4, and like just by looking at the trees, like the water looks okay, but like, dude, this game did not age well at all. This was a launch title for for PS4 and Xbox One, and it looks fine, but it's locked at a 60 FPS. It can't go higher than that, and then just this is a poor level, but like the draw distance of this game is not very good. And it sucks because this game could probably run better and it could look better. Um, but it's not going to because EA is not going to pay any more attention to this game because it's Battlefield.
That
But
doesn't look too bad to me.
it doesn't look too bad. But like one thing, and it's kind of hard. I wish it was a different level. Like if you look at the building over there, like
Mm-hmm.
the geometry of it, just it starts the anti-aliasing starts kicking in, and like it's just you lose so much detail. And part of it, and I can't help but to think that you wouldn't notice that much if it wasn't upscaled to 4K. Because if it wasn't upscaled to 4K, it would look a little bit blurrier, and you wouldn't be able to make that out.
Mm-hmm.
So, like things up close don't look too bad, and that's partially because of the upscaled resolution. But like all this detail, like this light, this shadow, you completely lose it once you get like 10 meters away from it. Yeah, and that's what that's what that does suck a lot with some of these older games is that you start when you get to these older games, they start losing a lot of their luster. Like once again, like you see the light all the way over there, but the shadow is pretty much mixed in with the white washiness of the distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just don't get that much fidelity, even though clearly the Series X can give you better fidelity. But if these games if they don't get touched by the developer, then that sucks. That you can't really do anything about that. But you know, Game Pass has so much cool shit in there. The backwards compatibility and like, look, you're back in the game. This fast loading thing is great. Like, I don't know how they got it to work. It's the quick resume. They're slowly getting it to work with all games, but yeah, it's it works. It feels like magic, to be honest.
Yeah, it's pretty tight.
Yeah. All the new Yakuza games are coming to Game Pass. There's all the Kingdom Hearts. There's so much shit on there, dude. And then let me tell you what I've ordered. Because what games are you gonna play? What games are you looking forward to next, Rich? I'm looking this back up.
Returnal looks really cool. Resident Evil 8, Ratchet and Clank for sure.
Is there a release date for Resident Evil 8?
No, they said it's probably gonna be like they're speculating. Is it like May?
May of this year?
Yeah, well, the year coming up
of this coming year.
Yeah,
that's not that long.
Yeah, shouldn't be too long.
Really?
Returnal's
it's not 2022.
No, it's 2021. Yeah, definitely 2021. Returnal's coming.
Wait, are you serious?
February.
Returnal? I don't know what that is.
Oh, it looks really cool. Looks interesting.
All right.
It's a new
okay,
IP.
So
yeah.
Okay, so other games that I picked up were Saints Row 4, Saints Row 3, the remastered. I also picked up Sonic 06 to test it out to see if it runs better.
Oh my god!
Because I want to see if there's a better increase in loading times as well as frame rate.
I think people fix that on the internet, man. So you can play.
They fixed that on PC mods for sure.
Yeah.
But I want to see if there is a better if it just runs better. Can the Series X work some magic that the original Xbox 360 and the Xbox One couldn't? You know?
Yeah.
Because did you see the Digital Foundry video of Assassin's Creed Unity?
No.
Okay, so the original unpatched version of that game had an uncapped frame rate, which means that if you get the disc version and you don't update it, then the game will run flawlessly at 60 FPS. But if you update it, the update caps it to 30 FPS.
Ooh,
so
bad.
the new consoles, they can, the PS5 and the Xbox, and they were testing it out on the PS5. They can definitely make older games play better.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of curious to see if that's entirely possible in Sonic 06.
Yeah, I wonder if they
I got
fix that one city in what is it, Jet Set Radio Future. I wonder if
possibly because like in Saints Row, I'm not noticing any frame drops at all. Like, even when there's like a whole bunch of things going on, yeah, the draw distance isn't good, and yeah, the game's graphics don't look good, but the game's upscaled to 4K, and it's running just fine. Like, yeah. It's surprising how well the upscale works. Like, that's the thing I'm the most impressed by, is the fact that it upscales old ass games for better or worse. Like, and I don't know. I talk about that too much, and I keep talking in circles around it. But it works. And it feels like it makes me want to play older games, because you go through some of these older games, you're just like, oh, wow, this is running surprisingly well. Like, this is running extremely, extremely well.
Yeah, I mean,
and then
that's good.
When you put in the AUTO HDR, it makes other games like FF13 look way, way better. But then when you go, and I don't know if you'll actually be able to notice this, but we'll see in DOA 6. Like one thing I noticed in DOA 6 is that the Xbox One X version of DOA 6, I don't know if you noticed, but it received a native 4K mode.
Yeah. Who is it?
Yeah, which the PS4 Pro version did not.
Yeah, Force of
But the
Nature
PC,
told me about that.
yeah, and then not only that, but it also received HDR on the Xbox One X. Um, Now I've been playing this game. I think this is the worst game with HDR enabled.
The worst game.
Yeah, because I'm not kidding. Like it makes the game look darker. Like it makes the bright colors not pop as much as they should.
I mean, DOA's
And I
always
don't
been
know.
a pretty game.
It has, but like I don't know why it looks so shitty. Like it looks so incredibly shitty, and I don't know why.
I don't know. You should try
But here I want to.
MK11.
I mean, MK11 looks great though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They would probably benefit from like the HDR.
Yeah. So, oh, sorry. I thought you were I thought you were talking about how shitty the HDR was. So it's gonna be hard for you to see on the Discord. And for you guys that are listening, I want you to pretend I'm playing DOA 6, but like really, really good. Not bad like I normally do, but stellar. So one thing that I noticed immediately on the Series X, and I don't know if you can tell on the stream because it's a Discord quality, but bro, you there is so much more steam on this stage than I ever noticed on the PS4 version.
Yeah, I didn't
And
know
I
that
don't know
existed.
and I don't know if that's because this thing is running at native 4K, so there's more steam pixels. Because if you're playing the PS4, it's still running that 1440p version and upscaling that to 4K. But right here, it's running at a native 4K. So there's all this. Like I went to this level when I was playing online. And I was like, "There's a fuck ton of steam here. Was this here before?"
Yeah, I
And
don't ever remember seeing that.
yeah, and then not only that, but then if you look at the top, but I gotta disable that feature. I hate Challenger standby. I mean, it's good sometimes, but if you look at the top by the health bar, you can see some of the particle effects. It's kind of a little bit hard to see, but because in this stage, I noticed that they only really pop up whenever you're doing slow motion attacks or whenever you're actually far away from your opponent. Because once you get close, they tend to disappear because they're a little bit. It's like if this is an old gym, Rich. This is an old, dusty, steamy ass gym that all these people like to work out in. It's not healthy, and all these people are probably
It's
going to
not
get pneumonia or
healthy. Oh my
something.
god, this guy.
But if your gym is steaming this much and there's all this dust flying in the air, you got problems.
Yeah, I never noticed that.
But yeah,
If that was there on
no,
PlayStation 4, I don't think it was, man.
I mean it's there. You just don't notice it as much because it's not as prevalent. Because I went back to the PS4 version and I looked at it and I was like, oh yeah, the steam is there. It's just not as much. And the same thing with the particle effects. It's just not as much. So if we come over here. So one thing you can actually see, you might be able to see a little bit better, is all those posters in the back.
Yeah, I can
Like
see
they're a
that.
lot more legible now.
Yeah.
Like the one on the far right says Gomila, Volcano, George the Destroyer or whatever. Like that stuff's a little bit more noticeable. So that's cool. Like this stuff, this is one of those stages where you can kind of see a little bit more detail. But then there's other stages where and by the way, guys, we're looking at the stage of the gym stage of DOA. So just picture that. If you're an audio listener, I didn't forget about you, but maybe watch this on YouTube right now. So if you go to this stage over here, this stage I think looks worse actually upscaled because it's not this stage. Looking at it in 4K feels like it should have been darker,
Ooh.
and maybe it should have been darker. But to me, like now that this is like running a little bit more at 4K, I notice more of how plain it looks. But that's just me. Like it just looks a lot more plain. But once again, you can probably see a little bit more particle effects by the fire. Like if you look at the smoke, you can see some of it more. Maybe the lighting effects might be a little bit better. But I feel like this stage would have popped more if it was actually darker because it's night. And if you ever, it's hard to get a view of the sky, but if you can actually look at the sky, it's black. There's no sky. But yeah, this stage should have been darker. This is one of those stages where I kind of Um, just wish it was darker. The newspaper flying by, I think you can see slightly more of it, but that was still there in the PS4 version.
Yeah,
And
I
you can
would have
actually
to
see when
like
it disappears.
compare the two.
Yeah. But I don't know. Once again, the HDR should technically make the stage look better, but it makes it look more muted. Like it's just, I was like, whatever. Anyway, yeah. Once again, all this to say that I like my Xbox a lot. I'm very pleased with the way that it performs. Xbox Ultimate is Game Pass Ultimate is really cool. Um, and then you get the on top of the Ultimate, you get the Xbox Live Gold, which is just like your PlayStation Plus. This month they were giving out. I will say though, the selection is not as good as PlayStation Plus.
Eh,
It's just not as good, man. You get Raven, which is a remaster game of a 360 game. You get this, which
Swim
I
Sanity.
think is like a I think it's like a Mega Man game. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. It feels like a four-player Mega Man game. I'm not
Interesting.
100% sure though. Yeah, and then there's Gat Out of Hell, which is
Saints
oh, this
Row.
one's yeah, Saints Row, which is cool. You know, it's right up my alley, and I don't have to worry about buying the DLC. But one thing I noticed is that you can actually choose to run this game at a 30 FPS or unlocked, and it is one of the options in game. And what's really cool is that unlocked it runs at flawlessly at 60 FPS.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's one of those games where, and that's the 360 version actually. That's not the Xbox One version.
Uh,
Which is once again, it's cool that you can make old games look better. Yeah, the last couple things that I don't like about the Xbox Series X is so on PlayStation, if you look at the option settings of a game, you can see you can see the update history of like what they how the developers were doing for the game.
mm-hmm.
You can't really do that here. Like you just dude, the last DOA streams were 54 days ago.
Ooh.
What happened 54 days ago?
Those are good though.
Oh boy, no, I'm not gonna scroll down. I'm worried it's just gonna be panty shots after
Oh
that.
my god. Yeah, let's not get into
Dude,
that.
have you ever gone to the PlayStation like groups?
No.
If you ever go to like a DOA one, I went to one. I was like, oh, it's just people role playing and putting pictures they probably shouldn't be putting here.
Hell no. I'm good off that. I got invited to a couple of communities, but I'm like, this is whack. I'm out of here.
Dude, I remember when they first launched Overwatch private servers, where you could like make your own group or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
or you can make your own private game. I remember me and my friend we went into one, and it was the snow level in Nepal or whatever, and we're just like we walk to the center, and it's literally like five characters standing on top of each other, and then we go into party chat, and it's just people talking about, oh yeah, tell me what you're wearing. Oh, that's really hot. That's sexy. We're just like, oh, let's get the fuck out of here.
Oh no. What the hell, man?
Yeah, we did not mean to go into one of these rooms. Um, but yeah, dude. The honestly, it's oh yeah. The last thing I want to talk about is sorry guys. I know it's a long ass podcast where it's mostly me just talking about Xbox, but you know I'm trying to sell this thing to you guys. Shit, I removed it right here. This thing, Microsoft Rewards. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, you told me about it.
Yeah. So for you guys that don't know, Microsoft Rewards is a way where by getting achievements, you can increase your gamer score. I have over 10,000 points now. And on top of that, you get weekly and daily quests. And what that means is that you can earn more you earn more points, and the more points you get, the more you can redeem them for stuff. This app though, I'm not going to lie, is the buggiest app I think that's on the Xbox
Oh
store.
god.
Yeah, it's surprisingly buggy. So I can get like a $10 Xbox gift card for 8,750 points. So I can already get that if I want to. I can get a pass of Game Pass Ultimate for 12,000 points. That's kind of what I'm trying to get. And you know, you get all these daily quests. You can get points. It's really cool. It's a great way of investing in your players so that they can reinvest back into you. Because you know that's a feature that people probably talk about within the ecosystem, but they don't tell anyone else about it.
Most likely.
Yeah, like I can easily see one Xbox player going to another, going like, "Hey, check out Microsoft Rewards," but I can't imagine an Xbox player going to PS4 player, PlayStation player going like, "Hey, by the way, do you guys have Xbox Rewards or Microsoft Rewards?"
Probably not.
But yeah, but yep, that's pretty much Xbox Series X so far. Like it, highly recommend it. If you have to choose between one or the other, if you're not interested in exclusives, definitely choose this. If you like exclusives, then I recommend going with the PS5.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, what is it? The Game Awards had a bunch of previews for like Xbox games. You looking forward to any of those?
Um, Honestly, just Halo Infinite.
It's Halo.
Yeah, I mean Xbox first parties, they don't really interest me all that much.
No, I think
I
Perfect
mean,
Dark coming back's pretty cool.
oh yeah. You told me about that. You told me you were gonna break into my house and take my Xbox.
Yeah, big time. I had a lot of fun playing Perfect Dark Zero when it was like one of the first person shooters on 360. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember people telling me it just wasn't a good game.
Yeah, I like the multiplayer though. It was goofy, but it was fun.
Yeah, let me see. I'm looking at shit. I'm trying to find the list of every confirmed Xbox Series exclusive so far. Here we go. Um, oh, you know what? Which one I kind of am looking for? It's actually on. You can preload it on Game Pass. It's called the Medium. This
Medium.
is
Oh
probably the
yeah,
first.
like the horror game one.
Yeah, that one. And normally I don't like horror games, but that one I'm actually a little interested in. I'm a little bit interested in. It's on. It's probably the first real exclusive launching on the Xbox.
Yeah, it actually looks good. I'm interested in
Yeah.
it, and I don't even have the system.
Oh, I think they took it out, but basically, I know it's coming to Game Pass. There was a, I don't know. I think they took it out one of the updates, but you could essentially preload it. But yeah, it's it looks cool, but I don't know, man. Like I've never like, I thought I was a PlayStation exclusives person, but like I was thinking back about the PS4 exclusives I bought, and I didn't buy that many. I bought Death Stranding,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that was it.
Dude, what the hell? Duh.
I'm
I look at
I'm
my
not kidding.
collection. I
Didn't
have so many.
Oh, Until Dawn.
Yeah, I have
Until Dawn.
that.
I bought Until Dawn a couple different times for a couple different people as well.
Dude, I have so many.
When Fable comes out, I'll check that out too. So Fable, Halo Infinite, Medium. I'm eventually gonna go through the Gears games just
Mm-hmm.
because I want to know what the hell that's about.
You never played Gears of War?
Hellblade. Never really played the story of them either. Like I played a little bit of the multiplayer, didn't really touch the story.
Yeah, I mean the story is okay, but the multiplayer was definitely hella fun, especially in Gears 1 and 2.
Yeah, Yakuza Like a Dragon. Eventually, I'm gonna play all the Yakuza games. That's for goddamn sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and those are all gonna. I'm gonna stream all those on the channel at some point. But mostly single player stuff. I'm kind of just saving myself. I'm gonna stream it on the channel eventually.
Yeah, yeah. I got like 2 games
Yeah.
recently for is it Black Friday?
What you get?
Here you go. Last
Let
of
me
Us
see.
Part 2, the most infamous game ever.
Oh,
I think I spent like
what?
$20 on this or something. I was
That's
like,
actually a pretty good price,
hell yeah. I was like, yes.
especially if it gets a PS5 patch, which I'm sure it will.
That's what I'm waiting for, because if they play this game at like 60 frames, it's going to look fucking amazing.
Yeah. One thing I was actually really interested about that game, I was actually gonna get it, and then they announced the PS5, and I was like, oh, I'll get it when I pick up the PS5 because it'll play better on that. And then I decided to get the Xbox, and I was like, well, I'm glad I didn't get it. But the one thing I like about The Last of Us is actually reading an interview with the people that made the levels.
Mm-hmm.
The level design for that game is actually very cool because it's, from what I was reading, it's like the first time in a very long time where they've looked at a level for like a third person game and like really expanded it, made it vertically, did all kinds of things that you could interact with it.
Yeah.
Apparently the level design in that game is really, really good.
I wouldn't be
Which
surprised.
that's one of the reasons why I wanted to play it.
I was watching most of the gameplay. I don't want to be too spoiled, but I
Hmm.
watched a lot of the gameplay on a couple streams. And I'm like, looks really good. So,
Yeah, now people are just hating on that game just to hate, dude. Like there was that one 4chan thread and or in Reddit too, where people were saying that it's impossible for Abby to get specifically this buff within this time frame after the
what
apocalypse
the
if
fuck?
there's only this much food
It's a
available. And I
fucking
was like,
game, bro.
dude, there's like zombies. Like, why are we talking about what's realistic or not?
Just enjoy the fucking game, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's like nah. People let their personal problems get in the way of the actual criticism.
Mm.
Um,
And I got this.
but let me
Cove.
see.
This was $9.
Oh yeah, Code. That's a pretty good price for that too.
Freaking
The
anime
anime Dark
souls.
Souls.
Yeah. Weeb souls.
Let me. I forgot that I had the Xbox on.
Yeah,
This
I'm
thing. Let
not
me remove it.
too interested in anime games, but $9, why not try it out?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, usually whenever Black Friday rolled around, that's what I would kind of do is just play some, play whatever I can. Like
Hmm.
I mean, the cool thing with Game Pass is that I'm playing some of these games I never would have bought myself, like Forza Horizon 4. I'm really liking Forza Horizon 4.
Yeah, I've definitely seen you
It's
stream
a
it.
it's a it's an enjoyable. It's like a really laid back, enjoyable racing game. It's what I do with it whenever I have like 15, 20 minutes, just hop in it, go for a race, then hop out. That's actually what I do.
Hell yeah.
So just slowly play it here and there. Whenever I'm doing my nephew, he's got e-schooling, so in between some of his longer video sessions, then yeah, I'll just hop on that real quick, hop in a race, and then just hop out whenever I'm ready.
Yeah.
And I really like it, and it's right now it's arguably the prettiest game on the Series X.
Yeah, I definitely want one. Especially when they start expanding their library of games. Just the fact that you can go back and play like original Xbox games is just
Dude,
fucking
I bought
fire.
Sonic 06.
Just
I bought Sonic 06. It's like I
fire.
could actually run it on this.
Hell yeah.
Like I want to know how. Like that's one thing that I've been super curious is that like these older games that I didn't like because they froze too much or they had too many issues. Like, will this make it run better? With some games like Saints Row, it does. Like I can actually drive in Saints Row and the frame isn't getting choppy while six cops are chasing me down and four other gang members are shooting at me. Like that was a big problem with that game. I don't know how some people got some of the old later achievements because once too much stuff started happening in that game on the Xbox 360, like it would go to like 12 frames a second.
Yeah. I remember those
Yeah,
days. Oh.
yeah. I bought I also picked up modern Infinite Warfare, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, the space one,
Mm-hmm.
because I was like, oh, this one actually is gonna have it's upscaled at 4K. It has HDR. I want to try this out. I want to, I like space games. I want to see this one is the Call of Duty that was very different from the other ones, which means that I'll probably like it because it goes so far outside the
Yeah, that's
mold.
the one with the exosuits, right? I think that's what it is.
No, that was Advanced
That was
Warfare. I mean,
Advanced Warfare.
yeah, I mean, this might have the exosuits, but this was the one that came out after that.
Oh, okay. Because they all kind of
Yeah,
blend together.
yeah. Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, and Infinite Warfare absolutely blend together.
Mm-hmm.
I picked up Lightning Returns because that one, once again, upscaled visuals. They went back, they messed with the engine a little bit, made it look a little bit better. Picked up the Metal Gear HD collection. I remember sometimes during Snake Eater, the frame rate would drop when there were too many soldiers on the screen or too many things going on at once. Like it makes me want to play these older games because you get a higher fidelity and then you get better frame rates.
Yeah.
And then you also get a better color if you have an HDR TV, you get better color, and it's like that's why I've been playing so many different games. I've have played so many goddamn different games since I got the Series X, and that's awesome.
Hell yeah. I like it.
But
Especially when
yeah,
it gives like your old library new life. That's always good.
oh yeah, especially like I know I talk about it too much, but Final Fantasy 13 legit looks insanely good. Like it looks extremely well. It looks better than Freaking Final Fantasy 14.
No, I was watching the stream. I'm like, why does this game look so good?
It looks good. Like the crazy thing is that since it looks so much more better, is that so much more of the art actually sticks out now. So much of like the actual backgrounds and you know it is a hallway simulator and it was always supposed well one of the things that they did whenever you have a hallway simulator because like to an extent Metal Gear Solid 4 is like a hallway simulator
Yeah, you
too.
could say that.
Yeah, because
Definitely.
there's very little. I mean, there's you got a stage and can do so many things, but there's a clear start to end that you want to do that in that
Yeah, it's
game.
very linear.
Um,
Very linear.
yeah. So like Metal Gear Solid 4 has all these big set pieces, and like the game really wants you to look at what other people are doing around you. Like what is this faction of soldiers doing? How are they fighting or whatever? Can you take advantage of that? And one of the cool things with Final Fantasy 13 with how well it looks is that you really like at least for me if you're watching me stream like you're looking at me like every 10 minutes going like oh this looks so cool this looks great and that's because the art and these big expansive areas that you go into while you're walking like that whole area that's in crystal right after the first stage more or less um like you really get a sense of scale of where you're walking through and what you're doing and like all these things that are in the background of the stage like these ships that are now crystallized they stick out way more and I just got to the little temple where the fire's frozen. You can see the fire that's, I mean, not frozen, it's crystallized,
Mm-hmm.
but you can see it, and you're just like, oh, this is the feeling the developers wanted. Was that like as you're walking, you're just like constantly looking at the stage, going like, oh, this looks super cool. Look at this society. Look at this art. Look at what they're doing here, and you definitely lose so much of that when if you're playing it on the original PS3 and the Xbox 360.
Yep. I just wanted to get
Yeah,
to the next cutscene or the next fight. I didn't really give
exactly.
too much of a shit. So,
Yeah, so when you go through the stages, like, and you're really taking into appreciation how they look, like, it makes time fly so much more faster because you're distracted by the stage and you don't notice that it's a hallway
mm-hmm.
because that's the original effect that it was supposed to have, very similar to Metal Gear Solid 4, where you're distracted by everything else around you. You don't realize how linear the game is, and the same thing with Final Fantasy X and pretty much every linear game. That's the feeling you want. You don't want to realize that it's a linear game. You want to be a little bit engrossed in the world. And with the updated visuals and the lighting of FF13, specifically FF13 is the one that does the most amount of that has the most amount of work put in. Like you really get that sense of scale across. And right now I'm playing that. Dude, I played FF13. This is like my fifth playthrough of it, and this playthrough is probably the fastest moving one where I'm actually like whizzing by and I'm like, oh shit, like I'm so distracted by the stages and the characters and all these models look great and everything looks better. The cutscenes they're not staggering as much the FPS because the FPS would drop during cutscenes
Yeah, I can't believe you
and
played through
everything.
this game like 5 times.
Oh yeah, because I legit like it. It's just every time I played it for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But this time is the one where I'm just like, oh man, this looks great. Like I can't wait to get to Grand Pulse and see what that looks like. Like, is the draw distance better? If it's not, do can you see the textures on the monsters better? Like one of the first things was like when you fight that big scorpion at the beginning of F14, I was like, oh wow, you could really see the reflections on this thing now.
Mm.
And like it's cool. It feels like it's a brand. It feels like it's the remastered version of that game. And if they ever remaster it, that's the version they should go with. Now I don't know if Sony would ever go to Microsoft and do that, but I don't know if I don't know if Sony is comfortable with Square using Xbox assets, but uh, that's they should absolutely remaster it and re-release it. I don't know why at this point it hasn't. And a funny side effect with the Xbox Series X being so backwards compatible is that older games like Sonic 06, for example, they're going up in price. Like the Sonic 06 for the 360 is like a $70 game sealed.
What the Oh my god.
Yeah, getting it used. Guess how much it was used?
What, like $16?
Yeah, like and that's like the lowest I could find it at GameStop. If you go to other and GameStop usually tries to price match eBay dealers. So like that game's price has only gone up. And if you look at the PS3 version is much cheaper. It's like $7 or $9, and that's because to play the PS3 version, you have to play it on the PS3. It's not upscaled to a higher resolution. It doesn't perform better, and on top of that, it you have to use a PS3.
Why are you guys
Yeah,
paying this much for Sonic 06? I hate you guys.
dude, I'm a stream it whenever I get the chance. Probably when I finish Saints Row or Final Fantasy 13, whichever one I finish first, and I'm a stream it. But that's I talked a shit ton of I talked a lot on this podcast about the Series X. We the last thing I'll say on it is that you know the Series X and S can enter developer mode, which is something that the original Xbox did, but not the Xbox 360 or the Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
So what that means is that it essentially runs like it's a PC. And what people realized was that it can emulate almost any game prior to like the PS3 360
Yep,
era.
I've seen that.
And even some of those 360 and PS3 games, it can run fine as well if they can get the correct files for them. And it for $300, that's an insanely cheap. That's insanely cheap for a machine that at this point can run almost every other game in history.
Pretty sweet. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
if you want to go that route for emulation, yeah.
yeah. I mean, there's people that are gonna go because it emulates it well. It's designed to play games and it plays those games really well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I don't think Xbox is gonna get rid of that developer mode. They built it in so that people can make games for it faster and cheaper. Specifically indie developers or just even people that bought the. I don't know. With COVID, I can imagine that even a big company like EA would use it that way their workers can work from home.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, you can also use it as an emulation device, which nobody saw coming. Which once again, $300 is really cheap for what would essentially be like a $600 computer.
Yeah.
Like that is it's wild, and it's cool, but it's wild. And then the last thing I want to talk about is the VIP of Game Pass went on kind of funny. It's pretty much an Xbox podcast at this point, and they were talking about how what their plans were, and how they're gonna move with the Xbox Series X, the One, and all that stuff going forward. It's really interesting. They really are embracing Game Pass, and they're really one thing that she mentioned was that with Game Pass it allows their developers to work without having quote unquote without having as much crunch, with also a little bit more freedom because they're not worried about specifically meeting a deadline. So they think that it might make some of their games come out better. I mean, they already delayed Halo Infinite,
Yeah.
and I do think that's. I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of curious to see how the Xbox exclusives. Even if they're not my cup of tea, I wonder what kind of ratings they're gonna get. I wonder if that's gonna bode true where they if not having a deadline of being on a subscription model like Netflix, if that does give you better content because you have Netflix or you've used it at least, right?
Yeah.
There's some really good shit on Netflix.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
There's also some shitty shit on
There's a
Netflix.
lot of shitty shit on Netflix, which is kind of why I moved to Amazon Prime.
Yeah. Nah, I don't know. I like Netflix. The thing I watch the most now on Netflix is documentaries.
Yeah, they got some. They've always had a good selection of documentaries.
They've always had a good selection of documentaries. They but yeah, there are other their serial stuff. Some of it's good, some of it's bad.
Big time.
So we'll see what happens with Game Pass.
Yeah, I think the future for Xbox is gonna be good once they start kicking out some games. I'm pretty sure more people will give them a shot.
Yeah, the backwards compatibility thing is by far that was a big selling point for me. And dude, I'm so fucking happy with the way it
It
works.
should be,
It's like
especially
way better than I expected.
anyone who has a big library of Xbox titles is like it's perfect for you. Fucking perfect.
Yeah, That's why I'm kind of upset that I kind of, it makes me wish that with the previous generation I went with the Xbox One because I would have already had a library built in.
Yeah, that's one nice thing about the 5 is I have a crazy library of PlayStation 4 games, so
Yeah.
it's good that all of those are not going away, which is sweet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And and you know the bad thing about switching systems is that I have, well, I sold all my PS4 games, but I had some of them that just where I was like, don't want to sell it, but I'm gonna sell it.
Yeah, do what you gotta do.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, unless it's a game like MGS4, which who knows when they're gonna re-release, there's no real reason to hold on to certain games unless you want to keep the physical copy or the console. And if I were a rich person, I would absolutely keep everything and make a library out of it. But I'm not, and I need space.
Word, I'm definitely selling my PlayStation 4 Pro. I'm keeping my PlayStation 3, but I'm definitely selling the 4.
Yeah, I mean, there's still some games on the three. I don't know, dude. Like, I'm serious. Like a game like Metal Gear Solid 4, I don't know if it's ever gonna come out of the PS3.
Yeah, there's like Metal
Uh,
Gear, there's Extinction, there's a whole bunch. Infamous, there's a lot of good games on the 3.
Infamous, yeah. Those I don't know if those games are ever gonna come out. Apparently, making
Probably
games on the
not.
PS3 was such a pain in the ass that it's just, I don't know, it's just one of those things where I'm just like, oh Jesus,
Yeah, they
why
had
did
that
they make the PS3 like
the
this?
cell structure, whatever they called it.
Yeah, the cell processor,
Yeah,
which I don't even know what it does, and I don't know if that did benefit them or not. But it's like, bro, what's going on?
yeah. Want to go back, play like Heavenly Sword. There's a bunch of good games.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, did you
But I'm
watch
done
that?
with my Xbox rant.
Did you watch the Game Awards?
I did. I watched most of them. Yeah, that there's a lot of the awards were very whatever. The best part of the awards was when the guy for Sean Murphy when he got his award for No Man's Sky.
Oh
That was the
yeah,
best
when
part
he
for
was
me.
drinking beer.
Yeah,
He's in that big
because
swing of, that was hilarious. I love
I
that.
watched that clip again and they're like the moment they started saying like Apex Legends and freaking Fortnite, he started chugging
Yeah.
that beer, and then like when he was announced winner, he was like, oh
Yo,
well, I
the
don't think I
look
was
on
gonna
his
win.
eyes when he was so surprised. I'm like, way to go, bro.
Dude. It's like yeah, exactly. It's like it's so genuine. You cannot be romantic. Like how can you not be romantic about video games
Yeah, I
when
was
you
really
see shit
happy
like
for
that?
him. And I really like the
Yeah,
guy who's doing the motion capture, who was like, yeah, this is an exclusive. I know you guys like that word. I was like, yeah, yes. That
oh,
guy
did
was
you ever see?
awesome. I loved him.
Did, did you ever see his original Game Awards video
No.
where he was drunk?
Oh, the first one when he was like, fuck the Oscars. Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that. Yep.
yeah. Yeah. That game he's working on, that relationship game, is actually seems really funny.
Yeah, that I like
I
that
didn't
guy.
realize
They
he
need to
worked.
keep him on.
I didn't realize he worked on Get Out.
Oh, I didn't know
That
that.
two person prison game.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't realize he worked on that. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I was not anticipating that at all.
Yeah, I
But
enjoyed it.
but yeah, the Game Awards were okay. What was your favorite part?
Uh, Definitely the previews for everything. I was surprised that Perfect Dark was coming back. I thought that was fucking cool. I went back and rewatched the trailer and I didn't realize they were showing us the path that Joy in the Dark had like infiltrated the building. And once I realized
Hmm.
that, it made the preview seem so much cooler. Once I went back and rewatched it, I'm like, hell yeah, that was
Oh,
tight.
didn't even know about that.
Yeah, I didn't
Um,
realize it until I watched it a second time. And I was like, oh, that was fucking sick. Now that I think about it.
yeah, yeah. The people's reactions on Twitter and on YouTube popping off to Sephiroth and Smash is
That
hilarious.
dog, that surprised me. That was badass. Good job, Nintendo. Holy shit.
Yeah, they copied so much out of Advent Children. It's wild to me that Advent Children keeps getting this attention because I like the movie. I think it's fun. I just actually after that awards, I popped it into the Series X and I was like, I wonder how this looks, how this holds up. And some parts of it hold up better than others. But it is wild how much of Advent Children was in the FF7 remake and also in that Smash trailer.
Yeah, it surprises me too. Now I think about it, because I was watching Advent Children on the PSP. I'm pretty sure I actually had that movie
Yeah,
on the PSP, like the UMD version.
yeah,
So yeah, I didn't think about that. It's interesting.
yeah. Like that Smash trailer had so many. It had like some scenes redone from that movie.
Yeah, like with Mario
Um,
and shit. That was cool.
yeah, and then and then it also had and even in Advent Children they used clips from that movie in the end, which that was the most pop off moment of that game for me. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh shit. I was like, oh, wow, I recognize all this shit. Yeah, it was. I watched Maximilian's reaction to it, and then I watched some other people's reactions to it, and it was. It's such a good. I love getting a good reaction compilation.
Oh yeah, it was wonderful. I was just glad it wasn't
Speaking of
another fucking what is that one
anime sword
series?
user,
Yeah, another fucking anime sword user. What's that series on Nintendo that has like eight
Fire
main
Emblem,
characters? Yeah, Fire Emblem. I really
it was
thought they
so
were
fun,
gonna do that. I was like, oh please God, don't.
dude. I love watching the memes going. Where there was one meme where it's like the picture's like, oh, not another anime sword user, and then it shows Sephiroth going like, I'm the anime sword user.
That's fair, but I mean, Sephiroth is cool, so we accepted
Yeah,
it.
it's yeah. Nobody saw that coming. Out of all the characters, I would have figured freaking what's it called? I don't know. Just anybody could have gotten in before Sephiroth.
Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, one of them. I wouldn't have been surprised.
Yeah, I mean Crash Bandicoot probably. I mean, I don't know. Does Sony even does Nintendo like Crash Bandicoot?
That's a good question. I don't know.
um, yeah, but yeah, that was super cool.
Oh yeah, Left 4 Dead basically coming back. Back for Blood now, which is fire.
Yeah,
Looks
which I've known
really
about that
good.
for a while, but it's good that they saw like some stuff on it.
Hell yeah, that
Um,
was fire.
also, what's it called? What's it called? What's it called? Shit. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. It's gone. I can't remember what I want to say. No, I was gonna say something in regards to the award show, but it's the it was a fleeting thought and it's gone. It'll come back to me.
Yeah, I enjoyed
Watch.
watching the reactions. Everyone like pissed off about Last of Us 2 winning, which I don't really give a shit about it winning or not.
Oh,
People
dude, it was
were
so funny
fucking
when
pissed.
people were going like it's rigged, it's
Yeah,
rigged.
the stream was just red conspiracy. I can't believe this
Yeah.
bullshit. I'm like, oh my God. You act like they're like the only thing that's gonna happen is they're gonna put like winner of the game show like on a little sticker of like a edition of it later next year. That's all that's
Hmm.
gonna happen to that game, man. Act like they just won all new Teslas or some shit.
Yeah, it's oh yeah, Vin Diesel is in Art 2, which is
That was so weird. Why the fuck?
it's family.
I was like, what is he
Nothing
doing in
but
this game?
look, O'Connor,
It
you
was
mean a lot to
so
me.
awkward. And then they have like a list of
Appar-
all these celebrities that are actually going to show up in the game too. I'm like, that is so weird.
well, supposedly Vin Diesel, he really apparently he put 1,000 hours into the original arc.
I
I don't
would
know if that's true or
never
not.
picture
That's
him playing that game. Like, you really like dinosaurs, Vin Diesel? That's what does it for you? Cars and dinosaurs?
no apparently. Yeah, the perfect dark reveal was super I didn't expect that. Um, yeah, I mean that was kind of I don't know like it was cool seeing people some games get awards. I'm surprised. I think Hades should have gotten more awards. Just hearing from that game from the beginning of the year up until now and how it started off as a beta and people were testing it and different people were putting in their input.
I need to see some
Like I
gameplay
expect
of this game.
yeah, it's like a combo beat 'em up game sorta. It's got really cool art.
Yeah, it looks pretty nice. But I need to see some
Yeah.
gameplay of this because
Yeah,
everyone's just
I
hyping this shit up.
like the podcast I listen to, they've been slowly talking about it and then getting hyped about it up until up until the awards. So I thought it was gonna win something, but it didn't. And I'm surprised Final Fantasy VII Remake didn't get more.
Yeah, I think it won for like soundtrack, which is pretty strange. Not that the
I
soundtrack
mean,
wasn't
it's good.
bad; it was good, but
It's very good, but it's just like I think it should have gotten something else. I don't know, something
yeah, I
else.
never talked
Best
to
art
anyone about
direction.
like the music of Final Fantasy VII. Like art direction would have made a lot more sense to me, but when it comes to music, everyone talks about like Doom Eternal.
I don't know. I mean, FF7 has a lot of bangers.
Yeah, it's got some good tracks, definitely, big time,
You know,
big fucking time. Some really good remixes of old versions of
did Doom
the
Eternal
songs.
win anything?
Doom
I don't think it
Eternal,
won anything.
no,
Yeah, that game got robbed.
but Doom is. I'm surprised it didn't win for like best action game because it's like it's
Yeah,
all action and the music only fuels the action. It's pretty fucking
yeah.
fun.
I mean, the previous Game Awards, I thought DMC5 got robbed.
Oh, big time! It's like the best action game
Yeah,
out there, man.
yeah. It's just it's just I don't know. I always think these award shows they're very to me. I'm always super skeptical about them. Like it's just because you only have a group of like maybe 30, 40 people voting on them.
Mm-hmm.
The only one that gets like any real community involvement was the community vote.
Yeah, and that was Ghost of Tsushima, I think, right?
Yeah, but but the people that vote on them, it's like people from IGN, GameSpot, Kind of Funny, What's Good Games, some industry insiders, as well as some like YouTubers. Like those are the
Some
people that vote for these games. It's like whoever's kind of big that year in terms of game coverage and media. Um, to
oh,
say it's
a bunch
like
of shills.
yeah, to say it's a bunch of shells, I disagree with that. Just like it's just a bunch of people that made a lot of content around video games.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
am surprised The Last of Us 2. I am surprised that The Last of Us got part 2 did get a lot of awards. It got Game of the Year, Game Direction, Narrative, Audio Design, Performance, Innovation and Accessibility, and Action Adventure Game.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely deserve the accessibility one because I actually saw the videos on how they made that game more
Yeah,
accessible for everyone. It was pretty impressive.
I mean, innovation and accessibility I think is great. Performance is fine. I think audio design is even another good feature, and probably narrative too because I think whether you like the story that Naughty Dog tells or not. I mean, for a long time they've been really good at telling stories.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. May not
Um,
be the story you wanted to hear, but it seemed like a pretty like
yeah.
enthralling story.
Well, Final Fantasy VII Remake did win Best RPG, but they didn't make a big announcement like these other
Oh,
ones.
they should. They definitely deserve that because man, that game was so cool. The way they implemented the battle system and how you can just switch from character to character and it's like that slow mo. That shit is fire,
Yeah.
man. I don't know how they did
The
that
uh
so cleanly, but man, that was impressive.
I'm looking at some of this stuff. Among Us, even though it was released in 2018, somehow got best multiplayer
This
game
has just
and
exploded
best
this
mobile
year.
game. Yeah, I know, but it's one of those things where they should have just come up with a new category for it.
Best cell phone game.
It did get best cell phone game,
Oh, there was yeah,
best
there is
mobile
a
game.
most mobile game. Okay, yeah, there is a category for that. That's cool.
Yeah, they should have. It should have just gotten. It should have been like some like out of for it to come. I know it exploded this year, but that doesn't mean it got released this year.
Best basic bitch streamer game. Among Us.
Dude, best way to get a politician on your stream game. Dude, I still think it's so funny. Once again, I know not to inject politics into this, but I do think it's very funny that when Alexandria Ocasio Cortez was streaming Among Us with Hanabi in them, and there was this one post on Reddit, or I think it was on Twitter, I can't remember, but it was like AOC is radicalizing teenagers right now on Twitch.
Oh my god.
And and what's funny is that if you actually looked at the Twitch, they didn't even really talk about politics.
Good. That's good.
Yeah, I think the only time politics was mentioned was AOC talked to a sane politician from Canada, and she was just asking them about their healthcare, and it was literally like a 2 minute conversation, and that was it.
That's good.
Yeah,
Well,
and it wasn't like to talk about the. It wasn't like a criticism Mars. She's just genuinely curious about how it worked over there.
yeah. I mean, that's pretty much all we got. I mean, we already talked about cyberpunk and how it sucks ass right now.
Yeah. Yeah. If you got a base PS4 or base Xbox One, don't buy it on that. I don't even know if they're gonna fix it. That they don't even know if they're gonna fix it.
Yeah, it was
And it
funny that they
is
did that whole like PR move when they released that like statement. And it's like,
dude,
oh yeah,
super shady.
we didn't know that we
Super
should have spent more
shady.
time on the PS4 version. I'm like, bitch, you
Super
guys
shady.
announced it for the PS4, Xbox One generation. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, super shady. Like that is such a such a blatant lie.
Yeah,
Like, oh, we didn't know. We didn't know our game was gonna perform terribly.
come on, dude. Like,
They
fuck
should
those
have just
guys.
canceled the last gen version of that game.
They really should have. And I feel
Yeah, there's
bad for those people who bought it, especially you guys who bought the $250 like super collector's edition. I feel bad. I definitely feel bad for y'all.
man, in the Cyberpunk subreddit, there was a guy that was really sad because he was talking about how shitty his year was. Then he was talking about how he was gonna play this amazing game, and then he got on PS4, and then he was just like, "But it just fucking sucks." And he's like, "This year fucking
Oh
sucks."
my god, I feel
And
bad for
you
that
really feel
guy.
for him because you're just like, "Oh man, yeah, he is not handling life very well right now," and he thought he was gonna play this game, and yes, it also doesn't handle very well.
Yikes.
That being said, where do you know what platform runs? I think I mentioned it to you, but you know what platform runs Cyberpunk the best, or arguably one of the best?
PC?
Stadia.
Stadia? Oh my god, I'm turning this shit off.
No, for real, it's very little problems are per, and it's because it's the PC version on high end settings,
Fuck
but
Stadia.
very little issue. Dude, go to that Stadia subreddit. There, people are fucking celebrating.
I finally got a win.
No, I'm serious. They are. Like, I'm not even lying. Like, if you go to the subreddit for Stadia, and I was talking to somebody about it too. Can't say who, but I was talking about it with somebody, and like dude, they are they are winning so hard right now. You have no idea. Here, watch. I'm gonna put it in the Discord. Like, go ahead and just start scrolling down, start scrolling down, and tell me how they are not winning right now.
Hold on.
Let's see his reactions. Yeah, just look at the memes and everything that they're posting. They are winning harder than anyone has ever won before.
Oh
Yes,
my
for you guys that
god.
don't know, get to the Google Stadia subreddit. It's called r
Oh
slash
my
Stadia,
god.
and they are rejoicing like no subreddit I've ever seen before.
Oh my god, the memes. Oh no. See, this
No,
is
there's
what
a lot
happened.
of memes. They posted so many memes. Like, there's a lot of people going like, "Oh, look at me playing this game. Oh, look at this. Look at that." But then, if you keep scrolling down, there's so many memes. PC players bragging about running Cyberpunk 2077 4K on a 2000 PC. Me on Stadia, who paid $50 on the game and runs almost just as well.
Oh my
There's so many
god.
memes.
Oh
Yeah,
my
this is
god.
Series X. Are you okay? That thing almost killed us. Switch is barely alive. Don't worry, I'll stop it. No PS5, and then just shows the Stadia coming out. Like, it's just there's so much. There's so many
Oh my
memes on
god.
this thing.
Stadia finally got a W. That is
Yeah,
nuts.
dude. Ever since this game came out, I've been checking the subreddit every day. They are fucking livid and excited, and everyone is talking about how amazing the subreddit is and how they never gave up on Stadia and all this stuff.
They held in there for Cyberpunk. Oh my god.
Yeah,
That
I
is the
mean, to their
funniest
credit,
shit I've ever seen.
yeah, to their credit, they finally got a win. You should have seen. You should have been there earlier in the week when it started blowing up. It was rapidly it was it was like going it was bumping. Instead of new, go to top Do you know how subreddit works?
No, I don't go on Reddit enough.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, we'll end the podcast here. Anyway,
Sure, sure.
yeah, this is a good place to end. Yeah, go check out the Stadia subreddit. You guys have a good night. Y'all be safe. Sorry I talked about Xbox too much.
All right, guys, be cool.